Hello, friend. Today I'm going to provide information about the I-765 form filing and how you will fill the details in I-765 form. So I will go through the step-by-step process. And this form is usually required for the EAD application. EAD means Employment Authorization Documentation in USA. So since if you are in a J2 visa and if you want to work in USA, so you have to get first EAD and as well as the SSN number. So uh, to get that document, so there are some processes there, steps are there. So right, so this is the one of the important document, I-765 form, and you need to fill that and send to the U6 at particular specific address, right? So here, if you will see, and this poem is divided in like six parts, like a part one, part two, part three, four, five, and six. And in each part there are some items are available, and you need to fill the items which were are applicable to you, right? So if you will see here, so I will explain here. This is the first top part of the first page. If you will see here, these things only for U6 use, so you do not to fill anything here, right? So here, part one, so reason for applying. So first you need to state the reason, right? So for example, let's say if you're applying for the first time, then it will need to tick item number 1A in part 1. If let's say if you are renewing your current EAD, then you need to tick 1.c, right? So now in part 2, you have to provide your information like your name, address, and your parents name, everything, your nationality, right? So in the part 2, if you will see the item number 1A, you have to need to fill the family name, we call it as surname in India, then given name, first name, and middle name, and making sure that these names matches with your passport, right? And then let's say if you have used some other names in your past, then you need to fill these item number 2 to 4, otherwise you can leave it blank, right? Now in this again in part 2 section here, item number 5A, so this is now you need to provide your mailing address. So since you are staying with your spouse, so I will suggest to write her or his name on the first line, then provide a street name, apartment number, city, state, and zip code, right? So let's say you are not aware about the zip code of your current address, you can you can click on this hyperlinked blue here, and then you will get information from the internet, right? Then let's say each, again, then item number 6, it call it like it is the same address as your physical address, then you need to tick yes. If you will need to answer if you will answer no, then you need to provide the physical address. Let's say means if you are, let's say, communication address you want to keep different from your current residing address, then you have to fill this one from item number 7 A to D, E, otherwise leave it blank. Then other information. Come to the other information in part 2 section. Here item number 8 talks about the alien registration number, and this number you will get in your I-94 form. So first you need, I will suggest you go the website for I-94, download it, and then you will get information about your registration number. You have to fill it, right? Otherwise, these days I got to know that the in I-94 this number are not available, then you can skip 8 and 9, this is not mandatory, right? Then gender, if you are a male, tick that. If you are a female, according to your gender, you can fill that. Then marital status, whatever status, current status of your marriage, you can fill, tick accordingly. Then have you previously filed your I-765? Let's say if you're in the past you had filed, in case for I will, for example, in case of EAD extension, you must had filed your I-765 in past, right? Then you need to tick yes. Otherwise, if you are applying for the first time, you need to tick no, right? Again, similar to the SSN. So if your SSN number some time in the past has issued to you, then you need to tick yes. If you will tick no, then so means now let's say if you're applying for the first time, and if you want to work, then you need two documents mainly, SSN and uh, EAD. So applying on I-765, you can also get SSN separately, right? So you can get two documents, EAD as well as the SSN. So you need to tick no item number 14 and 15, yes and yes. Then yeah, so you need not to do anything extra, and you will get your SSN with this EAD. So now father's name, you need to provide your father's name and mother's name as per in your in passport, and then your current country of citizenship or nationality. So you need to provide that. If let's say you had multiple nationality in multiple countries, then you need to provide all the list, right? Then place of birth. So this information item number 19 and 20, you will get this information on your passport, fill accordingly. Then now from your using your I-94 document, you need to fill that 21A, right? 21B, that passport number, travel document number is like a, if any. So since we used our passport number, so I don't think you need to fill 21C, right? Then expiration date, your passport number, and date of your last arrival, and this date you will get in I-94. So I will suggest first, before filing this form, you just get download I-94, and I will provide the link in your description section in this video, and then you can, mm, using that link, you can get your I-94. Then place of your last variable into your United States. So in the like a entry point of entry, you need to provide the detail. If you had multiple immigration status visa, then you need to provide the detail here in 24, right? 25. Then 26, service number. So this service number, you will get this number in your DS2019 form. And please note that service number will be the same for your J1 and J2 both, because you are on dependent. So service number is generally issued to the main visa holder, and same number is applicable for dependent, right? So you can, yeah, so this information will also available on J1 and J2 DS2019 form. Then eligibility criteria. So this is the very tricky thing. So you have to check, there's some list is available on internet, and you need to check that. So but yeah, for example, let's say if you are your main visa holder, J1 visa holder, is researcher and working in some research institutes, and you are on J2, then most probably C5 will be applicable to you. But yes, kindly making sure on which category you are eligible. So I will also share the link where you can get this information, right? And if 28 is applicable to you, then fill it. Otherwise, you can just skip from 28 to like 31. Yes, these item numbers 28 to 31, you can skip that. Now come to the part 3. So as I told you, in part 1 you need to provide the reason why you are applying, and part 2 your personal information, and then part 3. So here, who has filled this form, right? Let's say if you are aware about the English and you can fill this form by yourself, then tick item number 1A. Otherwise, if somebody has interpreted this form to you in your native language, then you need to provide the information for interpreter. If let's say somebody else has filled this form, they need to provide, you need to tick item number 2. And then again here, contact number, item number 3, your mobile number and your email address, you have to provide that information. So these two information is very important. Then here you need to sign and date of signature. So I will suggest use your black ink pen to sign here. And then let's say if some in you take help of either interpreter or preparator, then you need to fill the information of them, right? Otherwise this part 4 and part 5 you can skip, right? You can leave it blank. And then come to the part 6 here. Oh, it's a part 6 is the very last page, I think. Yeah. So here, let's say if you need to provide more information than that, then you can list here, okay, what other documents and information you have provided, right? So otherwise, if, I think the first for 1 to page 4 is sufficient information you have already provided. So you need not to provide some extra information, so you can leave it blank, right? Otherwise, let's say if you are applying for extension, then you need to fill the previous EAD number, so you can use this page number. Otherwise you can leave it blank. And then you can see here, so this is our last page, page 7 of 7. And I will suggest always use I-765 updated one. And you just making sure that what the form you are filling, it is updated, and you can get this information from the website, and I will share the link, right? And also the point number two is that though you haven't filled part 4, part 5, and part 6, which because those things are not applicable to you, but still you need to submit these all pages of this form while you are applying for EAD, right? So hopefully this information what I shared with you is will be helpful to you. Thank you. Thank you very much.